guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you've been watching, you know that we are ready to paint. But we're not going to be doing that. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be like a week or two before we get to the outside paint. In the meantime, we're going to be switching it up. We're going to be going to the interior. So, the top of the dash is perfect. The bottom of the dash got a little bit of rust and stuff. So our game plan, I really don't want to take everything out of here. I mean, the dash doesn't come out of here anyway. But I'm going to leave everything, tape it all up.
This isn't a good idea.
I'm really only going to be working on the lower part of the dash. I mean, it's kind of crappy here. It's kind of crappy over there. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. So basically, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to clean this all up because it's just disgusting and everything. Vacuum it all out. And I'm going to start sanding all these bottom areas. I'll take the triple gauge off, get everything all covered, and we're going to mix up some paint. So let's get this started. Moving right along here, we went through and, can you see the heater core down there? No. That's because I pulled it out. Reason I pulled it out is ours took a shit on us. Now, of course, I did this the absolute hardest way possible, where I took all the screws off the outside of the heater core from under the dash, when in all reality, there was just like 2 nuts here and here, and then the whole thing goes away, falls right in. So, since the relative humidity is like 900%, we're going to go to the outdoor paint booth. We're going to spray the heater core and get this all back together and in the car. Forgot to mention one other mistake that I made. Told my wife to come out here and just look for any little scratches. Yeah, she like damn near painted the thing.
You suck, you jackass.
Alright, so here is where we are at. We are just going to do a little test area here. Now, as you can see, we got all the junk out of the way. We got it all sanded down. So we're just going to throw some of this Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint plus primer. And if it doesn't blend well, then it's basically just going to be primer. So let me get this started and see how it comes out. It's the next day here, and obviously I was not thrilled with the black spray paint. So we have her all taped up, and we're going to get in here with the little Harbor Freight jam gun and see what we can do. Hopefully not get overspray all over everything, but we'll see in a second. Alright, so here we are a little later on in the evening. Yeah, it's warm out, and it's warm in the car. But we learned, don't use a little Harbor Freight gun. So I went back with my big gun and hit it, and it looks much better with much better coverage. It'll look good when it's drier and everything's not reflective. So, yeah. Almost dark. I think I'm going to call it a night. Here we are back inside the car, and dash is all dry. Really can't complain too much about that. I mean, it's kind of hard to spray with the windshield in, but it's all good. So, a couple things that I found here. Not sure how well you're going to be able to see. First off, this switch. I got no clue what it's for. It was like hidden here under the carpet. I don't know if it's like a kill switch or something. You know, looks like it might run over to the heater. Maybe they jumped the heater motor. I got no clue about that. Next up, we have all these grounds that are not connected to nothing. So, I never noticed if the lights in the gauges worked. But, we're going to get that fixed. I have, back here, I got just a ton of wires that aren't connected to anything. I'm going to have to go through all of those. I mean, this wiring was, you know, slightly better than the last season of Game of Thrones, to say the least. So, I'm going to go through, polish all this up, cut and cover any wires that are just exposed doing nothing. I mean, there's quite a bit to do. It's going to take me like an hour or two, and then I'm going to get this back together. As far as this switch goes, I just made a little bracket. I'm just going to self-tap it here, drop it down, and just leave it back there. And we'll go from there. Basically, what I'm doing now is I'm going through, and I am just redoing all these connectors here and there, because they were just falling apart. One other thing that I did notice, if you look in here, there is pretty much not a grommet in the firewall. There's really not a lot of grommets on this whole car. So I got to go through, grommet these all up. I mean, luckily I am a Harbor Freight aficionado, so I got all sorts of crap. There's a little bracket that I made for the switch that we don't know what it is. Of course, it didn't fit, so I had to take it for a ride on the Christmas tree. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this for a little longer than I was expecting with all these wires. So let me just stop bitching and start working. I'd be lying if I said this was not painful for just 2 tires. But we need them. Here's basically the finished product. She is all done inside. All the wiring's all nice and tucked up underneath. Everything's all zip tied, taped off. You know, a little dirty, as you can see, but I'm pretty happy with it. So, for the most part, for our purposes, we are almost done on the inside. We do have an issue, though. That is the seat brackets. They're only held in by 1 nut and bolt. Like, this, like, I don't even know what to say about that. So, this is just a matter of just drilling through, you know, nut and bolting it going into the car. Tightening up the existing ones, because this is, like, that's crazy. I mean, now I see why it didn't have seatbelts in it, because the seats were barely in it. So, I'm going to do that off camera, and next time you see this car, we are not going to be on the inside. Moving right along, we got the trunk off here. So we're going to get this all sanded down because we got to color change this. It's going white. So we're going to do the inside of this and pull the fuel cell out, scuff this up. Now luckily most of this metal is new, so don't have to do any real work back here. So let's get this started. I'm going to start over here though. It's going to take me a while and no reason to record it. This tool right here is the quickest way to become a pirate, man. I do not trust this. And it's brand new. Never used it. We're going to give her a shot. So yeah, I'm not taking any chances. We're going with the safety goggles underneath the safety mask. Good times. You guys missed all the hard work. I got it all sanded down. Got it all into epoxy prime. And next we are ready to wet sand. And finally... and I mean finally, throw some paint at this car. But, you're going to have to wait for that for the next video. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and get off the couch and get in the garage. Here comes the chicken gang. They know right where to go. Getting my corn. And Lou could care less.